Big man thing, yeah. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video, and it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good. So, before we get started, if you get the like button, subscribe, and share, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year. Thank you. And so now, it's been a lot of reports out about Marvel and Sony button heads over the Spider-Man 4 release date. And basically, what the whole thing has been going on is Marvel and Sony have been fighting. Or it's always been like a civil war, as it is, between what they want to do with Spider-Man 4, okay? And so, first they wanted, Marvel Studios and Tom Holland wanted to be like a street-level story, and they wanted to do it where Spider-Man. This is all rumors and alleged stuff. Let me get this out the way. All rumors, right? But more and more people are. It's like there's a lot of smoke to this fire, if that makes sense, right? So, the rumored street level story, which was supposed to be like Spider-Man and then possibly Daredevil going up against Kingpin, right? Because they're building up in the Disney Plus shows as Kingpin is going for mayor of New York, which is also a tie into a bigger story in the comic books where like he takes over New York and he makes it where like vigilantes are banned and they're like outlawed and stuff like that. And Daredevil has to like fight him and stuff like that. And then Luke Cage becomes mayor and all that stuff like that. So it's like it's stuff like that. So Sony has been trying to push it to where Spider-Man becomes another multiversal story where they bring back Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire for another like reality changing adventure that brings all three together, because honestly Sony wants to make money off of Spider-Man, right? Because Spider-Man No Way Home made a lot of money. And so this is all this stuff keeps coming out after Madam Web completely bombed in the box office, and it's just Sony has been fucking up all the time. It's like, bro, it's like they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing at all, and it's so irritating, the stuff they're doing at Sony. And so now another report is that they want to change their butting heads over the release date, right? So basically, Sony wants to rush Spider-Man 4 to release in 2025, right? And they want John Watts to return to direct the movie, which he left, and he was going to do Fantastic Four, but he left that project as well. And so basically, they want to rush it and make it a multiversal story so it can drop before they're trying to tie it into Avengers Secret Wars, right? That's what Sony wants, all right? And so Amy Pascal wants Kevin Feige involved with Miles Morales movie, right? And also is on Kevin's side of wants Spider-Man to come like later, like because right now he's spread too thin to focus on the Spider-Man project, right? And so Tom Rothman, and he is the chairman of Sony, and you probably ask yourself, this name sounds familiar. Well, let me give you his body of work real quick. He was formerly Fox, the people who made the X-Men movies, stuff like that. He was their chairman, right? And he did a lot of hits, you know what I mean? A lot of successful choices. This is all sarcasm of rejecting the idea of the Deadpool movie because they thought it wasn't going to be. He thought it wasn't going to be successful, and also he made the decision of sewing Wade Wilson's mouth shut in X-Men Origins Wolverine in 2012. You know. And so, like, he's made so many found decisions. He also thought that Galactus being a giant man who eats planets is too dumb. In a Fantastic Four film where a man can stretch and a woman can turn invisible. But my God, a man eating a planet is too far for him. And he turned it to a fucking cloud, okay? This man is running Sony. This man thought Madam Web was good. This man is releasing Morbius. This man thinking Venom is better than he is trash, okay? He is trash. That's what he is, okay? He's garbage, and he's gonna run Spider-Man into the ground. And at this point, with the news coming out that Sony just lost $10 billion in stock revenue and stuff like that, bro, if Disney don't sign them a check like, hey, I'll buy the rights back from Spider-Man. Give y'all $10 billion. Listen. I don't know if they got money like that, but this is the fan of me talking now. Give them a fucking blank check and be like, hey, how much is for Spider-Man rights? Because y'all running my property into the ground at this point, okay? The only way we can get out of Sony giving up the rights is if they go bankrupt and they close their doors, or someone buys Sony, right, as a company as a whole, because once they get bought, the rights revert back to Marvel. But neither of those options are going to show up anytime soon. And it's like, it sucks because also they're in talks of bringing back Zendaya, John Watts, and basically the whole gang. Like, why would you have the emotional send-off that they gave the characters No Way Home just to immediately bring it back? How are we supposed to feel? Because Peter Parker is nowhere to be found. ever since No Way Home, he has not shown up at any other project. So it's like we don't know his character, what they're doing, right? And so we don't feel this like alone period. It kind of feels like after Avengers Civil War, where like the Avengers were broken and you had Captain America doing squad doing their own thing, doing like, you know, secret missions and stuff like that. It's kind of like we should have got like a movie about that, right? But no, we jumped immediately to you know, Infinity War, stuff like that, where it's like, okay, you gotta call Captain America. And it kind of feels like there was a lot of unused story there. And it's gonna be the same thing with Spider-Man. If you're gonna bring them all back immediately and try to put Peter Parker back with MJ, like, bro, like, what are we doing here? You're ruining the stories you made. And the audience isn't dumb. Everybody's on social media. If you try to pull the Sony's pulling Spider-Man from the MCU again, bro, you're not gonna have people see your shit, okay? It doesn't matter who it is. It don't matter what you're doing. The movie is just gonna, like, people go see Spider-Man, but it's gonna be like I don't know about this. And it's like, the audience isn't as dumb as people think nowadays, because people are always on the internet. Anyone sees a Spider-Man headline, people are going to click on it. And so, not saying that, oh my god, they're going to, like, a Spider-Man solo movie made by Sony that's a multiverse thing is going to bomb, but it's not going to perform as well as people think, or as well as they think. That's with the changes that Tom wants to do. It's like, dude, what are we doing here? Every decision they made, well, Tom Rothman made, has been ass, okay? And you know what's crazy? Even if you're like, okay, remove the MCU and Sony beef aside, they can't even handle their own universe right. All the stories about Madam Web, where it's like, they wanted a Spider-Man, but they didn't, wasn't able to get Tom, and then the timelines didn't match up, so they had to cancel the whole thing. It's like, bro, what are we doing here? What is happening here? The Bad Bunny movie that's been in development for almost 10 plus years. I say 10 plus years sarcastically, but like, and it's all of a sudden canceled and stuff like that. You're announcing these random ass villains having their own solo movies that makes no sense. This movie Spider-Man 4 might be cooked, because there's only a few different ways this can go. Either Kevin Feige backs away and let Sony do whatever with the Spider-Man product, effectively ruining the Marvel setup, or ruining the character in general, because he's gonna be like, No Way Home didn't happen, you know what I mean? Or a thing where Kevin Feige is like, you know what, we're just gonna bow down to your demands, do whatever you say, and it's gonna make a worse product in general. All these situations lead to a inferior project, okay? Because they don't want to listen to Marvel. And it's so crazy. This is like a bench telling a starter how to play basketball. Like, bro, I know what I'm doing, clearly, because I'm ahead of you. Like, come on, what are we doing here? Like, that might be not the best analogy, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, how you hating from outside the club? You can't even get in. Like, what are we doing here? You know, it's like, how you gonna tell me how to run my universe? Y'all can't run y'all universe. It's like, when like the DC first started off, the DCEU started off, and they're like, yeah, fuck Marvel. We're gonna do this after, we're gonna be so much better. And then 5 years later, they're like, well, they was talking crazy. Go back to this, the Comic-Con panels from, like, what was it, the Suicide Squad, the first one, where he was like, fuck Marvel. I was like, yeah. And then the movie came out. Oh, well, maybe that's next time. Nah, bro, nah. Sony's doing that shit now, where it's like, yeah, we don't need Marvel. Madam Web dropped. Well, maybe we do need one. But those are my thoughts. Let me know down below what y'all think, and what are your thoughts on this whole Sony Marvel Civil War looks like. I'll be in the comments down below. See y'all.